All right, welcome to another 5-minute book review. I am just walking off the Appalachian Trail here out to Kittatiny Ridge. All right, so I am on Kittatiny Ridge now. This is a very special place to me and many other people. It's actually originally a Lenape word, and it is the third highest point in New Jersey. You can see Fairview Lake out in front, and New Jersey beyond that. So this is on the sort of eastern section right along the border of the Delaware Gap National Recreation Area. Really beautiful out here if you've never been out here before. And the book that I am reviewing today is Semiosis by Sue Burke. This is a really cool book, and I will thank both Jason and then Alan for getting me into this. You know who you are, in the book club that I joined that was reading this month. And so I'll read you the back cover real quick here. Colonists from Earth wanted the perfect home, but they'll have to survive on the one they found. They don't realize another life form watches and waits. Can humans learn how to communicate with the planet's sentient species and forge an alliance to prove that humans are more than mere tools? And it's really interesting. Now, some of you may know, who know me, and if you've listened to some of the other episodes on the podcast, that over the last few years or so, you know, I've gone down a lot deeper into a rabbit hole about human consciousness. And it's been really interesting exploring that. I mean, it is like sort of an unending universe. You know, we're so early in our understandings of what consciousness is or isn't, but really understanding some of the biological underpinnings and foundations to what we perceive as reality and how we think and behave and feel and act. And it's been interesting not just exploring human consciousness, but exploring the consciousness or something like intelligence or something like problem-solving abilities, which may all be different things, not just in human life, but in other animal life and in other living organisms such as plants or fungi or slime mold, a really weird thing. Look it up. And so what's interesting about this book and the story here is that, you know, as the back cover mentioned, these colonists land on another planet, and what they are confronted by is, you know, a biology and an ecology that is both similar and different to Earth in some kind of interesting and strange ways. But that the most intelligent species, living thing on the planet they find is not an animal, but is a plant. And what's amazing is, you know, over the last years and decades or so, you know, we have made a lot of progress in understanding what's really happening with all of these other living organisms on this planet that we are just but a part of. We've understood now to some degree that trees communicate through their root structures underground, and that mushrooms are actually just the fruiting bodies of these expansive networks of living organisms called mycelium that are connecting different living things and providing some sort of still unknown facilitation of the natural environment in the places where they are, especially like old growth forests. And so when you think about what intelligence is, or even what a consciousness is, you think about these things which are living and live for hundreds of years, and are connected on, you know, as a biological unit, we're contained in our bodies, most likely. But a mycelium network that could span acres or tens of acres or hundreds of acres, that is such a different way of living, especially if that organism is hundreds or thousands of years old. And so this book explores some of these concepts in a pretty interesting way, along with some of the stuff that, if you've heard me talk about books before, you know I love the sort of society building and world building, how people get organized, how they prioritize what's important in a burgeoning community or society, how they interact with each other and the environment around them, and all of that kind of stuff. So this definitely explores that in an interesting way. And if you are interested in the environment, if you're interested in plant ecology, if you're interested in consciousness and understanding intelligence, you might find some really interesting things in this book. So definitely worth checking out if you like any of those genres. If you do, let me know what you think. Do you think plants are intelligent? Are the trees around me up here watching and listening to this very podcast as you are too? I don't know, but it's pretty interesting to think about. So I hope you enjoyed this quick 5-minute review of Semiosis, and if you do read it, please let me know what you think. Hey everyone, Alex here. Thanks for joining me for this 5-minute book review. Hopefully I kept it close to 5 minutes. Now, if you're interested in exploring some of my other podcast episodes, part of Rethinking with Alex Torpy, you can check it out online at rethinkingwithalextorpy.com, on YouTube, Instagram TV, or wherever you listen to podcasts like Spotify, Stitcher, or Apple. If you like what you heard, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing with a friend, or leaving a positive review. And if you have any questions or comments or feedback, please feel free to reach out and get in touch. Thanks again.